It's Barry, who had the hot hand from 3 in the first half. They're going to have to do something from the outside now. It's Page off balance. Puts it out. How did he do that? Ties the game with 4.7 seconds to go. How about that kid? They beat him up for the season with his inability to make threes. He kept his composure. This time, the little guy with some major onion to the court with Archie Diacono. 3 seconds at midcourt. Jenkins gives it to Jenkins for the championship. The national champions with Jenkins hitting the winner at the buzzer.
What you just watched was a clip from the 2016 College Basketball National Championship game between Villanova and North Carolina. This is said to be one of the greatest national championship games ever because of the buzzer beater to win and the skill between the two teams. The players, most importantly, made this game great. With over 74,000 in attendance and over 17 million watching from home, the revenue made from this game couldn't be possible without the players. This documentary will give insight to players, coaches, and our personal opinions about the issue. Our main goal is to raise awareness for these players, and hopefully, one day these players will be paid.
Coaches such as John Calipari of Kentucky and Coach Mike Krzyzewski of Duke, as well as other college coaches around the country, have their thoughts and ideas on how to fix the corruption that has been spreading throughout college sports in the last couple of years. Coach John Calipari has been interviewed by many analysts and news teams on his ideas. Calipari is a 2-time national champion coach, while having one of the best win resumes a coach can have. He has his team ready for the tournament every year to compete for the national title and will go down as one of the greatest coaches and recruiters of all time. As you will see in his interview, he believes the players should benefit from the companies and universities using their name, likeness, and signature on the court because it is only fair if they are the ones drawing in the crowds and putting on the shows. He also believes a couple of other things, as you will see in his interview.
In the NCAA, it's got to be about the kids, not about running the railroad. It's about moving people. So here's food. They finally, yesterday, and I've been talking about this for years, they limit food.
What do you mean?
You can only eat certain meals at certain times. You cannot have snacks in between. Our children run home, open a refrigerator, and either grab cereal or grab a sandwich or grab. You can't do that. Now, if you have money and your parents come for money,
you mean on the
okay.
college food plan? There's only certain times that you can get to
and here's, but these kids are athletes that are training.
And so they need food all the time, right?
You eat 6 times a day.
Right.
Like you.
How about this one? You can
Andrew
give
does,
them
that's very
bagels,
nice.
but if you give them peanut butter, you're going on probation.
That's a violation. You can't give them bagels or
Well,
peanut
it's
butter.
going to change now. Yesterday, because Shabazz came out and said, we're starving at night.
That's
Here's what
great.
he meant. Here's what he meant. You go to the training meal, the last meal, and you're not hungry. You just got done working out.
Right.
You can't take food to your room. Why?
Yeah, that makes
Why
no
couldn't
sense.
I take food to my room? That's all changing. I'll give you another one. How about parents of these children not being able to travel to the NCAA games?
Right.
Tell me why. $11 billion contract. Why? I gave a suggestion where you could get the money.
Which
Make
is
the
where-
media pay for their tickets. Do not give them meals. I hate to tell all of you. Peanuts and crackers and a Coke. If you want to have dinner,
Have
go
your
buy
company
it.
pay for it.
Right.
Or
Go
you
buy
pay
it.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
Use all that money now. Brandon Knight, you remember we were in Newark
Right.
playing
Yeah.
3 years ago? The game winner he hit. Parents weren't there. They couldn't afford to be at the game. To get us to the Final Four. You had Julius Randle's mom leave early from the game.
Should the kids be able to get paid?
Well, I think
That's
they
the
should have a
bigger-
cost of attendance. Here's why. If you're lower middle income, you get no grants. You get no financial need aid, none of that. If you're really poor, you'll get grants that can get you by, but not those kids in that middle income. And my thing is, there's a cost of attendance. What is it, 3,000 to 5,000? I don't know what it is, but these kids deserve that.
Coach K of the Duke Blue Devils is said to be one of the greatest coaches in history and has been coaching in a historical gym in Cameron Indoor Stadium since 1980. He has 5 national championship rings, along with 12 Final Four appearances in his career. Coach K differs from Coach Calipari's idea of paying the players. He believes each high school player should be assigned an agent to help them through the recruiting process because he says all of the issues and problems happen before the athletes get to the universities. He will expand more into his idea and other thoughts in his interview next.
There's been a lot of talk just about player compensation. Do you feel like the model that you guys have currently is the right model for college basketball, or does it need changes or tweaks at all?
It's not my model that we guys have. We do what the guys tell us to do. Okay, so no, the model needs to be changed. Especially in regards to what a kid and his family can do before they come to your institution, and because the school and the coaches have no control over that, and I think it starts with that and a different definition of amateurism, and whatever that does once they get there. The kids get a lot right now in the last 3 to 4 years. I'm not sure how much research you've done in it, but if you would compare what kids get today as compared to 4 years ago, it's a dramatic improvement. Dramatic, not small, dramatic. And but again, I'd like for them to take a look at what happens before you get them, and to make sure that the kid and his family are afforded the opportunity to max out, like anyone else in our country, what talent will give you.
In 2017, the NCAA made $1.1 billion. The people profiting off this were NCAA Commissioner Mark Emmert, who made $2.4 million, coaches like John Calipari, who made $9.8 million, and Coach Krzyzewski, who made $7 million. None of this money would be made if it wasn't for the players, and they do not get any of it, but it goes to coaches, commissioners, and others. Cam Butler, defensive end at Miami University in Ohio. We're asking him some questions about why he feels he should get paid. First question is, why do you think you should get paid?
I think I should get paid because it's basically a 40-hour-a-week job every single day. I get one off day a week. Sometimes I'll be at practice for 5 hours. So yesterday, Saturday, I had to wake up at 7. I had a meeting at 8. And then I had meetings all the way up to 10. And then I had practice from 10 to 12:30. And then tomorrow on Monday, I'll be lifting for 2 hours and film for 45 minutes. And I just think there's a lot of things that I do for the NCAA, and I think I should get some in return.
According to BusinessInsider.com, many athletes practice 30 hours a week on average, with some reporting up to 40 hours per week. The NCAA rule is that only 20 hours should be devoted to a college athlete's sport. This rule only accounts for time that is on the court. So there are two things going on here. The athletes are practicing more than they should, and the rule doesn't account for all the time. An example of a school getting in trouble for breaking NCAA rules would be Louisville in 2013. Rick Pitino was fired, and their national championship was vacated. So do you guys think you should be able to do advertisements outside of the NCAA?
Yeah, I believe we should be able to do advertising because, it's also making a product for your name too. Even though we're not getting paid, say like a car dealership or, a store, they want to bring somebody else pretty famous, like big names that do play college. If they come out and they say, hey, we'll give you a free car if you, come out here and shoot a commercial, or you come out here and do something to kind of make the product better. And I think that you should be able to receive something for that.
Sounds like common sense, but it's actually pretty radical in that you would have people showing up at college. They've got their book bag, they've got their linen, and rather than them just being a regular student, these people would be getting paid, and I guess they'd be getting paid maybe more than their professors, getting paid as much as a college president. How is this going to actually work? And aren't you concerned that if we create this superstar class of these like multimillionaire students wandering around, what does that do to all the rest of the kids who just want to play for the love of the game?
The people that want to play for the love of the game can do that. There are intramural leagues that they can play in. The people that want to play competitively against other schools, I think they deserve to get some remuneration from what they create for the school. The school makes a lot of money. You got coaches in this country that are making like several $1 million a year, and they're not supposed to be amateurs, but the people who are actually going out there and going to practice every day, they're supposed to be amateurs. The hypocrisy is too blatant and obvious to ignore, man. Something has to be done about it.
After watching this documentary, we hope everyone is more aware of how mistreated college athletes are and why there should be a call for change. Creating awareness was the most important part of this documentary, and we hope everyone has a new respect for college athletes and what they go through every day.
Lastly, we would like to thank AJ Mayer, Cameron Butler, Will Kellison for allowing us to interview them and sharing their thoughts and ideas on why they believe they should receive some sort of benefit from the NCAA.